We went live and notifications went out. Okay, cool. Notifications. We like notifications. We like notifications. We love
Michael
the
Hasky.
notifications.
What's up, Nay?
Hey, Michael. How's it going, buddy? I'm making a border around my I'm putting a border around the crypto chart there. Yeah. That's interesting, huh? Okay, and then let's see. Okay, that does nothing. Okay, and then we'll go to this one right here.
Michael Hasky.
I'm gonna rotate that.
Going good, how you doing?
Good, man. Good. Like this. In like this a little bit, I think. I think we're good like that. So that's on the left side. We got stuff on the right side. Yeah, I think we're looking good. That's cool. I think that's cool like that. Just messing around. Michael Hasky.
Francesco Moro.
Francesco, what's up?
Good morning.
Good morning. So I've got all kinds of news. I got all kinds of stuff to talk about today. Let me go ahead and refresh the chat because it's not giving me a chat number. Let's just do that really quick. And let's get the Rumble rumbling. Let me get the Rumble rumbling here. I'll refresh that page real quick. Here we go. We got somebody over there too. And we just want to make sure that we are monitoring that page correctly. Okay, I don't think we are. So let's put that on the right one. There we go. Great. Okay, hello. Good morning, everybody. I hope everyone's having a great day. I'll move this back in case we get some visitors in the yard, which would just be fun and exciting and awesome. Right? Wouldn't that be great? You guys might be wondering what this thing is. It looks like a driver's license next to me. That's a Thunderfoot video that we're going to be getting into. I saw this guy on Twitter, and I was going to show it to y'all because he acted like he really knew what he was talking about.
Cassie.
Hi, Cassie.
Good morning.
And this guy fooled me. I
Padilla.
believed him. I thought this guy was like, knew
Hello,
what he
Nay.
was saying. You know, when you put up a very serious video on the internet and it looks like you've got good production quality, and it
Cassie.
seems like you're well-spoken.
Happy Tuesday.
And it seems like you've got good sources and good graphics. It's very easy to fool us, even us smart people, into thinking that what we're seeing is something legitimate, that you have some science backing up what you say. That is why I watch Thunderfoot. Because if somebody like this comes along, sounds like they're making sense, Thunderfoot comes along and is like, and this is why. So we're going to watch that video.
Francesco Moro.
And I want you guys to tell me.
Cassie.
Okay, Francesco Moro just says Cassie. Oh, happy Tuesday, Cassie. Okay, he's talking to Cassie. Okay. That's very nice. And he is really good at debunking the bullshit out there. So let's get this moved over here. All right. And okay. I've already got 5 minutes into this, and it's basically just Thunderfoot going over some silly things that people have said or whatever, and him just debunking little things. I don't think that's really that important, but we can always go back to it. We're going to start at 5 minutes in, where he brings this up. And I want you guys to pay attention to what's being
Casper.
said. And remember, hey,
Good
Jiminy,
morning, sir.
and just remember
Casper.
that just because
And chat.
someone appears to know what they're talking about doesn't necessarily mean they know what they're talking about.
It would kill
Michael
people as
Hasky.
well. Anyway,
I like debunkers.
Yeah, me too.
and
I'm a debunker.
this is where I come into it. Someone sent me this, which he's 5 million hits.
5 million hits. Nice, huh? I'm one of
Probably
them.
the best video I've seen on the Pennsylvania, Ohio. It's pretty mind blowing. And someone says, "Yeah, well, I want to know what Thunderfoot thinks." Well, you're about to find out. Tom. He goes through some basics about where it is.
Palestine's about an hour
Michael
north of
Hasky.
Pittsburgh, almost halfway to Cleveland.
That why I like
Norfolk
you,
Southern
LOL.
has a rail line that goes right through town
Yeah,
and
it's a rail
vinyl
line.
chloride on the edge outside of town on the border of PA and Ohio. Of the cars that crashed, 5 of them contained vinyl chloride. It's a monomer used to make PVC. The reporting on this has gotten vinyl chloride confused with polyvinyl chloride, the polymer made out of vinyl chloride.
So this is all perfectly true. The main, almost the only purpose of vinyl chloride that I know of is making polyvinyl chloride, which is like it's the soft plastic tubing that's used in most of the food industry. Instantly, it does burn to give exactly the same obnoxious stuff that you've just seen. It burns with black smoke and an orange flame and stinks of hydrogen chloride when you burn it. The burning products are exactly the same. Polymerizing it does basically nothing.
Now, the reason that this distinction is really important is vinyl chloride is very hazardous and very flammable.
Just so you know, the polymer will burn quite well as well when you get it going. He is right. The vinyl chloride's actually it's the monomer. So it's in terms of physical properties, it's fairly similar to butane. In that, so this is the stuff. And what makes it kind of nasty is it's a fairly small compound and it's fairly hydrophobic. The small stuff, even the small hydrophobic stuff, right? Once you get up to the bigger hydrophobic stuff, it's like oil. It has very, very low solubility in water. There's a limit to the damage that it can actually do to you as an organism. The smaller stuff tends to have higher solubilities in water, which is what you get down to there. Its solubility is 2 grams per liter, which is very low solubility, but it's hydrophobic stuff, kind of carcinogenic. Usually the way the carcinogenic stuff works is it tends to be hydrophobic and interacts with the middle bits of your DNA, which is also hydrophobic. Anyway, in terms of physical properties, it's basically like butane. That's the melting point. There you go. Boiling point is minus 13 Celsius. So
We all know butane to be very flammable, but also heavier than air. And also it dissipates, and it is inhaled by a lot of people all the time. Butane, all the time.
it's comparable to butane. The stuff that people have in their cigarette lighters, they used to use as a propellant in whatever hairspray and such like. So it burns very well in air, and it's fairly volatile, which is why it was actually really quite impressive.
Jimmy, cheers.
To that bit where
Michael,
it's just
cheers.
flashing off. So this is basically like
everyone that's
venting
over in the Rumble, cheers.
A
No longer
cigarette
going to get him his cannabis.
and then just on a much bigger scale. I mean, that's actually really impressive that you can see them venting it. This is obviously controlled. They meant to do this. Anyway, let's come back to our guy here and see what he's got to say.
Vinyl chloride is a plastic that's used in like everything. The other thing about vinyl chloride is that it boils at 8 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's shipped in its liquid form, meaning that when these trains crashed and these started leaking, they weren't just leaking liquid, but they were spewing boiling gas.
Michael Hasky.
Well,
That
you can
happened
see
about
they were
15
quite
miles from me.
deliberately vented. But so what? I mean, you vent a volatile compound. Yeah, it's going to evaporate. I mean, if you spill water on the ground, some of it goes onto the ground and then it all evaporates eventually.
Well, then this should really interest
So
you.
vinyl chloride is really toxic. OSHA has the permissible limit of how much you can be exposed to it during an 8-hour shift as a
Right, so he's now going to go. We're going to use his occupational exposure limit in a second, okay?
A 1 ppm part per million, average over 8 hours. So
Right, 1 part per million. Remember that one.
prior to this, the biggest spill of this chemical was in New Jersey, where
And eventually
Ohio
he'll get on
has
to telling us to how big the actual spill was. So for 5 rail cars, my usual reckoning would be the trucks on the road, they usually have 20-ton cargo when they're transporting liquids. Rail cars, they're going to be multiples of that, but not big multiples.
5 train cars. These kinds of tanker cars can carry between 25 and 33,000.
Yeah, those numbers mean absolutely okay. Gallons, whatever. Let's. I think he eventually gets to numbers.
250 to 250,000 pounds.
Beautiful. Okay, so now he's going to say 250,000 pounds. So that's 125 tons. Right, so to go from pounds to kilos, just divide by 2, and then wipe 3 zeros off the end to go to tons. So that's 100 odd tons is what he thinks the spillage is.
Of vinyl chloride. That's per train car, 5 train cars. There's maybe 1 million pounds of this toxic.
Fine. Okay, £1,000,000. So 500 tons. Yeah, 500 tons. So I'll make a note of that. 500 tons.
Chemical spilling into the ground and
I like he's
also
doing
boiling
this
off into the air
in real time.
But then it caught on fire.
I love
this
that.
is where the reporting is really bad because
Well, actually, it's clear that they set it on fire. But
no one is mentioning what the byproduct of vinyl chloride burning is. Of the many byproducts,
I can tell you, it's 1,000 times less toxic than the actual vinyl chloride itself.
Wow,
of burning
1,000
vinyl
times
chloride,
less
one
toxic.
of them is hydrogen chloride.
Says the
Which
scientist.
is relatively harmless. It basically
Says the
dissolves in
scientist.
water to give hydronium. It's basically hydrochloric acid.
Hydrogen chloride's really unstable and latches onto water, like just water vapor in the atmosphere, and that turns into hydrochloric acid.
Those
So
things,
right
those things are exactly the same.
now, government officials from the railroad, both the governor of Pennsylvania and Ohio, are calling burning off the 1 million pounds of this stuff a success, but not mentioning that it means that we have hundreds of thousands of pounds of acid in the air, potentially.
I gotta say,
No, there are absolutely hundreds of thousands.
the success would have been transporting those chemicals safely and properly and getting them to the destination. That would have been the success. You having to clean up a spill isn't success. So, fuck the United States government for calling that a success.
Thousands of pounds of hydrogen chloride in the air. But I can tell you this is, you compare this to your typical forest fire or something, these are relatively small potatoes. So let's come to our
Forest fire.
drawing board. So here we have our...
Right?
Oops.
I remember that.
Yeah. Super. So we had 500 tons. Yeah. A ton of
I'll speed him up.
regular watery type liquid is about 1 ton per meter cube. So this is about 500 cubic meters of. And it turns out the vinyl chloride's a little denser, so it's a bit lower, but it doesn't matter. They're just ballpark numbers to give us a feel for these things. So it's roughly 500 cubic meters of this chemical that we've got. When you go from liquid to gas, you typically increase the volume by a factor of 1,000. This is gas at 1 atmosphere. So that's going to be 500, and what did I say? 3 more zeros. That's the cubic meters of PVC gas.
Crypto's going up, guys. Time to do a bong rip. In celebration, bottom of the hour. Jimmy, cheers.
You can actually work.
Michael
at a
Heskey,
physical
Casper,
level
everybody in the
indefinitely,
chats over there on the
whereas
Rumble
once
Sphere.
again,
Cheers, guys.
1 part per million. So we basically need to add 3 zeros on the end of this, and we'll get the volume of air that you would have to dilute these 500 tons in for it to be safe to basically work in indefinitely, or at least according to the government safety standards. So that's 500. 3 more zeros, and then we need 6 more zeros on top of that, and that's cubic meters.
Michael
So,
Hasty.
beautiful. So that's the
Cheers.
at its most toxic. That's how much air you have to dilute it into. Now, how big a volume is 1,000, millions, billions? 500 billion cubic meters of air. That sounds like an awful lot of air that you have to dilute this stuff into. So if we take a simple cube that's going to be, it's going to be a 1 kilometer cube. That's going to be
Heavy Padilla.
1,000 meters by 1,000 meters.
Heavy Pete.
Right.
Thank you for
So
liking
the
my
volume of
tweets.
a 1
Heavy
kilometer
Pete.
cube is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you need more. It needs to be bigger than a 1 kilometer cube. If you want to turn this from a 1 kilometer cube to a 10 kilometer cube, you're basically going to add. That's a 1 kilometer cube. And if you want to turn that into a 10 kilometer cube, you're going to have to add 3 zeros at the end of it. Again, like this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's a 10 kilometer cube. So basically, all of this would fit. It's somewhat smaller than a 10 kilometer cube, and that's the worst case scenario. And you come back to where is it? Picture from the sky. Right. So that's what it looks like. Yeah, it looks like a horrible mushroom cloud. That's probably a 1 kilometer cube. But you've also got to bear in mind this is the burn off. The burn off is if you were to just vent it like that into the atmosphere, then a 10 kilometer cube. The thing is, the air dilutes this stuff incredibly quickly. Even a relatively
Crawling
small
4
amount
coins.
of air movement will dilute
Is
this to
that
the point
crypto
where
watch you have up?
it's volatile. It's a gas. This is one of the reasons why things like
Yes.
nerve agents are so ineffective as weapons. Is even a small amount of air movement, and the dilution just kills that. And this is orders of magnitude less toxic than nerve gas. And even if this was nerve gas, if you were to
Put all
burn
that
it,
green.
yeah,
We like green.
When you burn the stuff, it becomes orders
We
of magnitude
like
less
it.
toxic than it was before. And the hydrochloric acid, this just isn't an issue. I mean, I would fully expect it to kill some fish.
You guys, the whole
Fish are
market's
fairly sensitive
exploding
to this
right
sort of thing.
now. Look.
And yeah, if
Look,
you're further
everything's
nearby and it
exploding. I'm so
rains
glad you asked
soon
me, bro.
afterwards, you'll
Everything's
get
exploding.
So yeah, they're talking about birds.
Look at
We
Ethereum.
get lots of birds here as well.
Look at freaking Ethereum.
So yeah, fish are fairly sensitive.
Look
to
at
things like
Harmony
pigs and
1,
water
guys.
and that sort of thing. But these will be relatively short-lived.
Michael Hasky.
Hydrogen chloride.
There is a plastic plant here in
completely
Pennsylvania.
normal.
They are trying to shut down because of their burn off.
You guys know what's going on with they're doing the consumer index report. What do they call that? The CPI consumer something index. The CPI report. It's coming out today. We're going to see serious volatility on the market. It's going to be fun. We might see, if it's good news, and it looks like it might be good news, we might see a massive explosion in crypto while we are live. So basically what Thunderfoot is saying here is that this stuff just dissolves into the air and it doesn't cause any damage at all. Isn't this funny? And this Asian kid tried to make it look like it was like he's some scientist that's saving the world, you know, that we've all been toxified and poisoned. He's got 5 million views and that fucking dumb dick didn't even know what the fuck he was talking about. 5 million views. The misinformant
the dilution
gets.
kills it really very quickly, and there is a limit to what you can do
5.8 million.
by just basically 5 tanker trucks. And especially if you catch them on fire.
Marjorie
For
Taylor
me,
Greene
the thing that I
shared
would,
it.
if I'm looking for something to be worried about here,
Real
these aromatics when they burn, this soot here, a lot of this can be because you're burning unsaturated stuff. You can get polyaromatics in the soot here, which can be they can be pretty carcinogenic. But again, they're just going to be spread over such a wide area that the dilution effectively kills it. So
You hear that?
for me, it looks ugly as sin.
So
but
they are putting out carcinogens in the air, but he says it's going to be spread out so thin it wouldn't have an effect on humans. Huh. Oh yeah.
it's actually
But remember, some dude's cat died. Remember that. A cat died.
I mean, looked at like this. This is not even a kilometer off the base, but it's gone up 2-3 kilometers, maybe.
Michael Hasky.
But you can see that the majority
shows
of
how
it
many
is going to
gullible in
be
the world.
hugely diluted.
And you know what,
before
Michael? Sadly, I'm one of those gullible people. I was fooled by that Asian kid's stupid fucking production and his freaking science that he fucking put out there. I was fooled to the point so much that I went to my mom and told her about him. And lied to my mom. That kid made me a fucking liar. So fuck him.
it becomes exposed to people again. So yeah, is it a disaster? Yes. Is it the disaster that people are claiming? Not even close. You sort
Michael
of compare
Hasty.
this to
You
the
bad
amount
man,
of
LOL.
Yeah.
stuff that oil tankers dump, or the amount of crap that coal burning power
Casper.
stations put out.
Consumer
500
Price
tons is
Index
just
Price.
was
stuff.
announced at 8:30 a.m. this morning, so 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, and we just saw the volatility happening literally right after the announcement. You guys saw it. I mean, the crypto's bouncing all over the place. And look at Ethereum. Look at Ethereum right here, man. Look at Ethereum. Rocking. Look at Harmony. Rocking. Look at the jump it just made, man. So Ethereum and Harmony have just taken off. And, if you're one of those people that's invested in Harmony, such as myself, you might be reaping the rewards as we speak. I don't know. I'm at $14,935 on my $8,000. So that information
Colin
is here
Ford
every
coins.
day for you guys to keep your eye on that
I almost
investment.
jumped on some last HT. Damn.
Well, it's up to y'all. Crawling for coins. It's up to y'all. If you want to get into it or not. Right now, it's very volatile. It's going up and down, up and down, up and down right now because of that freaking announcement. So there's a lot of craziness going on. So just hold your horses and let's see where it goes, because Bitcoin is falling while Ethereum is going up. This could be a sign. Bitcoin needs to hit, it's doing a death cross. So it's supposed to go down a certain point and then fire up. It's like being forced down right now. We'll see. We'll see. Ethereum just flipped. Now it's headed down, and so did Harmony. All right, let's see what happens. We'll just keep our eye on it.
So for them. So yeah, on this grand scheme of things,
up and down.
I see this one as very overblown. But that is really cool that you actually see him venting it there. They said there were 5 cars. Anyway, so those are my thoughts on that. Hope you found it interesting, and yeah.
He's not that worried about it. So I would take Thunderfoot's word. I've seen him do crazy experiments, things with fire and gases and radiation, and the guy's still alive. I think he knows what he's doing. I think he knows what he's talking about. So you guys should all be subscribed to Thunderfoot on YouTube. I am. Fake degree epidemic. Geez, that guy like all head tatted up. Oh my god. So in the paper today, the Orlando Sentinel, there's an article and it says that Ron DeSantis is not only threatening AP African American studies, but he's threatening to take the whole advanced placement program down. And you'd say, really, that's like advanced placements like for smarter kids. It's an accelerated learning program so they get smarter faster. Right? They give them more stuff that other kids might not be able to handle. They give them a bigger workload. They make them think outside the box more. And those people become, people like me. Whatever. Ron DeSantis obviously isn't one of those people. guaranteed that Ron DeSantis was not advanced placement. Because if he was, he'd understand the importance behind advanced placement in schools. You don't hold a kid back. You know, you find a teacher who could keep up with that student or group of students, and you make a whole other course for them so they can go at college level. That's what you do. I digress. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go grab that newspaper and show it to you. So, I love telling you guys this when I'm doing my show. This is one of my favorite lines now. So, if you don't take my word for it, DeSantis ponders ending Florida advanced placement classes. There it is, man, on the Tuesday, February 14th, Valentine's Day edition of the Orlando Sentinel. DeSantis ponders ending advanced placement classes. And just the headline itself should be enough to tell you who Ron DeSantis is and where his head is at. He doesn't want kids to be smarter than other kids. People that are smarter intimidate him. He wants to be the smartest man in the room. Literally. He's literally starting at that education level.
Why would he want to stop people? Like, what's his reasoning?
I just explained it, Jim. I just explained it.
But he doesn't say it like that. What does he say? He's like, oh, saving money or something?
No. I don't care what his fucking reason is. I'm telling you what the reason is. I don't want to fucking talk about his lie. I don't want to platform his lie, his bullshit. I'm telling you what the fuck he's doing it for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's doing it because he's an idiot and he doesn't want other kids to be as smart or smarter than him. He's intimidated by people who are smarter than he is. That is why you don't want this fucking cunt being the president of the United States. I mean, you're smarter than Donald Trump, he fucking fires you. And it's the same thing with Ron DeSantis. If you're smarter than him, he fucking fires you. You gotta ask yourself, is this the person that Jimmy Dore has hoisted up and said he handled COVID beautifully in the state of Florida? This is the person whose ball sack Tim Pool fucking places gently in his mouth and massages with his tongue every fucking night. This is the person that, Jackson Hinkle thinks did a great job in Florida around COVID. This is the person that could be the next president of the United States. And you need to ask yourselves, shouldn't more people be hearing this message? I got 6 viewers. 30 minutes in, 6 viewers. On a Tuesday.
On Tuesday.
What do I got on Rumble here?
Day 44 a.m.
Fucking nothing.
Insane. Why would you want?
Yeah. Right? Uh-huh.
After he's going to take a while. He's trying to drain everything. The faucets are on in every bathroom in the house.
What about that one?
The shower, yes.
No, what about that one?
No.
What about the garage? What about the outside spigots?
No, I don't think that's necessary.
Okay, what about the garage?
How about the garage, Sean?
How about the laundry room?
It's not necessary, okay?
My bathroom.
Your bathroom? So when he's finished, Ben, and he turns that water back on, water's gonna go everywhere in every bathroom in this house, and you have to run and turn off all the faucets,
Okay.
please.
Mom,
What, honey?
that article, Desantis wants to end AP classes.
Yeah,
Yeah, I said he wants to end AP classes because he wants to be the smartest one in the room. He doesn't want, and he never qualified for an AP class. And if he was in advanced placement when he was younger, he'd understand the importance behind advanced placement and why you have to push kids that are smarter with a more intense curriculum. But, he doesn't understand that. So he gets a headline. Let's end advanced placement. With me and my 10 viewers today.
Yeah, not really. Deserve a lot more than that.
you wanna take the garbage out, babe?
Right now,
She's getting ready. She's getting ready to put the garbage out.
when can I do it a little later?
What, honey?
Can I take the garbage out a little later?
No, because if they come and it's not there, guess what?
What time are they coming?
Billy
I
Ballantyne.
never know. They can
Morning.
come 9 o'clock, they can come 4 o'clock.
All right, 9 o'clock.
It's almost 9 o'clock.
Hey, Billy.
Whoops.
"13 hours ago, Martini guy was live."
So every faucet in the house is wide open. Every shower is turned on. Okay, Ben, garbage is ready.
All right.
Oh, this was so cute, they all got engaged. On the show, on this.
In a decade, no money, mo microwaves. It's less catchy.
Robert, I'm just going to give our viewers a quick run through of what items poor families in America have. 99% of them have a refrigerator. 81% have a microwave. 78% have air conditioning. 63% have cable TV. 54% have cell phones. 48% have a coffee maker. I'm not surprised, they're only about $10. 38% have a computer. 32% have more than 2 TVs. 25% have a dishwasher. This, sir, Mr. Rector, is very different from what it was just a few years ago, isn't it?
Nice touch putting the word poor in quotation marks, you silly little ghouls. But he's right. Being poor just isn't what it used to be. I guess in comparison to when people were just starving all the time or something. Oh, wait, that's still happening too. Okay, so it's exactly the same. Anyway, terrifying stuff how poor people are allowed to own basic appliances. Ugh! Or, rent apartments that come with appliances. Ugh! And though this clip is over 10 years old, this philosophy still persists. That poor people not only have it easy, but are in fact living high on the hog. And you know how we feel about swine on this show. They make cute pets and we don't eat them. And as the narrative goes, this is especially true if you are a member of a vulnerable population.
Welcome to the world of guaranteed income. All you have to do is be vulnerable and live in San Francisco. And when I mean vulnerable, I mean you can't be a straight white male. This week, the city's just announced it's dumping another $5 million into their program that pays pregnant black women. Pregnant white women? You're out of luck.
Real quick, San Francisco absolutely has programs designed to help anyone who qualifies, including pregnant white women. And perhaps the reason they have these new programs specifically for women of color as well as trans individuals is because they are statistically more likely to have trouble receiving federal aid. Just pointing that lie out. But sure, you know, those lucky vulnerable people. As everyone knows, nobody has had it easier in America than poor black pregnant women. How dare we make sure their babies can eat? Anywho, we know this talking point, that being poor is not really all that bad, and in fact, it can be incredibly lucrative, especially if you're black or brown. You know, welfare queens and Uncle Sugar and so on and so forth. If I had a literal dog whistle right now, I'd blow it. Or, you know what? Maybe I can... Okay, sorry, I had to try. If you're someone who actually believes that this stuff is true, that being poor is really cushy, or that our welfare system is designed to make poor people too comfortable, well, that's why this video you are now watching exists for you to watch. We're going to outline the many ways being poor is not only uncomfortable, but inescapable. A finger trap where the more you pull, the tighter it gets until you end up in the ER with your jacket draped over your crotch. And while we will be presenting the broad data that supports that, we also asked our beloved Patreon subscribers to give us specific examples from their own lives. Warmbo bless their hearts, I say. And a big thank you to all of our patrons for putting themselves out there. We thought it was important not to prove that what we are saying is true, but to remind everyone that this comes down to real people going through real problems. Patreon subscriber Rob Jobin writes, "My parents had to constantly buy junk cars and would spend thousands a year to keep them going. The fear of breaking down was always there." Another Patreon supporter said, "My 4-year-old needs glasses. $100 for cheapest kids' glasses. 4-year-olds are bad at taking care of glasses. They break after 2 weeks. If we spend $500 on a decent pair, we only need to spend that once." And user Ryan shares their story of living without dental insurance, saying, "I went for a checkup, paid for out of pocket, and was told my wisdom teeth were completely sideways and would need surgery to remove, but as I had no coverage, could not get it done. I instead lived with the pain of impacted wisdom teeth until one broke the molar in front of it, causing an emergency surgery they could not turn me down for. This medical debt hung over me in collection for almost a decade." Hey Ryan, I feel you on that tooth thing. In fact, hold on, just one more. Ooh, all right. I'm a good dog. Finally.
Billy Valentine.
He's so fucking funny.
Tell mom happy anniversary.
I will. I will tell her that.
Iron Lunds McGee. Happy anniversary, Mom and A.
So now Matic is pumping. Harmony is pumping hard. I don't know why Harmony's jumping up ahead of everybody else, but I'm not complaining. We're at 15,000 from our 8,000 now. Matic $1.19. Harmony one's at 23.68, 23.69, 23.72, 23.71. Binance is headed up, Cardano's headed up, Ethereum's headed up, Bitcoin's headed upwards from being down. All right.
Don't forget, all the faucets in the showers have to be turned back on later.
Turn back off. You mean turned off?
They're all turned on, they need to be turned off.
Right.
Sean will say, okay, then turn the water back on. Okay, off. It's on. I'm so confused.
Where are you going? Where are you going?
I have to run over to the M3 to put up a video of resistance today. It's our day. Our day.
You're not possibly going by polls, are you? Okay. All right. Let's see my mom out. I told her you guys all wished her a happy anniversary. All right, so she liked that. So yeah, we don't need to see this. I just put that on so I could get away for a second. So we discussed what's going on with Desantis ending, wanting to end advanced placement classes.
Billy
Wanting
Ballantyne.
to end advanced placement classes.
Armpit face's head is too big.
I know.
Frickin' bobblehead Harry.
I know. He is a weird. He looks like a Muppet to me. The guy looks like a Muppet. Let's talk about 6 little piggies in North Carolina. Did you guys hear about that?
Joel Froggy. Not notified.
So if you, well then, Joel, you should follow at Nate's Garden on Twitter, at Nate's Garden Show, so you get notified on Twitter too, bro. Turn notifications on for Twitter. Download Twitter. Turn notifications on for Twitter. Follow at Nate's Garden Show. If you don't get a YouTube notification, you'll get the Twitter notification. So if you follow me on Twitter at Nate's Garden, then you would have already seen this article.
6 police officers in Raleigh, North Carolina.
This is the kind of stuff that I tweet. So when you come to the show, you know you're ready. And if you can't make the show, then you know what we're talking about anyway. And at least you're up on the news and stuff like that. I'm at Nate's Garden on Twitter. You can easily follow that, and you can keep up with, you know, the things that I'm seeing that I'm going to be talking about and whatever. Okay, so here it is. This is what these 6 pigs did.
Are on leave as authorities investigate the death. 6 police officers in Raleigh, North Carolina are on leave as authorities investigate the death.
Why are they on leave? Why aren't they charged with murder? They murdered a dude, just like they murdered Tyree. They murdered a guy. Why aren't they being charged with murder? I'm just kind of wondering. I'm curious. They're on leave? Oh, they get a little paid vacation for murder? Is that what you do for a fucking pig? I don't get it. You know, and I bet my friends in here don't even know what I'm talking about yet.
Of a young black man in police custody last month. This is a new case.
Exactly. 32-year-old Daryl Tyree Williams died in the hospital. That's after he was tased multiple times during an arrest. CNN's Nadia Romero joining us now with a look at some newly released body camera footage. Nadia, what do we know so far, and what does this footage now add?
Okay, so, look. Because YouTube is a bunch of fucking cucks and pussy motherfuckers, I can't show you the footage on here because it's literally a video of 6 pigs murdering an African-American gentleman with fucking tasers. It's literally what the video is. They're fucking murdering a dude. They got him down on the ground and they keep tasing him. He can't even function. They're saying, oh, put your hands behind your back while he's being electrocuted to death. Right? And I can't show you that footage because that's exactly what the footage shows. So just imagine that 6 pigs holding a man down and tasing him to death. That's what the footage is. These motherfuckers need to be in prison. I wish I could show you the footage, but you could tell YouTube to suck my dick for fucking not allowing me to show the kind of you know, evidence and footage that I used to be able to show on this platform. I can no longer do. So fuck you, YouTube. You suck. You suck my dick. Fuck you. Can't even do my goddamn news program. But oh, it's there and I want you guys to see it. So once again, I implore you, follow me on Twitter at Nate's Garden. You'll have access to that article easily. You know, just boom, there it is. Go to my Twitter and you can go watch the video right now.
Stephen running. Police killed again?
I don't know, Steve. Go to my Twitter and go see for yourself. How about that? I'm at Nate's Garden. Real easy to find. Fuck YouTube. So that's happening. I'm glad we covered
Stephen
that
running.
as much as we could.
Okay.
Three are dead, 5 are critically wounded at MSU. The suspect shot and killed himself after he shot a bunch of other people. People right now don't know why this guy did it. He just flipped out, walked into a college, just started randomly shooting people, they said. Then he killed himself. But, you know, not selling a gun to another person, that would have stopped that guy who already had a gun from going and doing that. You know, because Democrats. Several U.S. mobile carriers suffer technical difficulties. Carriers. Down detector website tracks service problems indicated that AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon, and Boost Mobile all experienced a spike in reports Monday night. It was unclear if the problems were connected. 4 different carriers experience a spike in problems, and they can't literally just put those 4 dots, connect those 4 dots? It was unclear if the problems were connected. Hey man, gonna go out on a limb here, folks. Just doing this. Yeah, they were connected. They were connected because it's what hackers do. It's how they make a name for themselves. God, man. Neville Ray, president of technology for T-Mobile, tweeted late Monday that the company was addressing a third-party fiber interruption issue that has intermittently impacted some voice messaging and data services in several areas. Ray later tweeted that T-Mobile has seen significant improvements operating. Yeah, what if that had something to do with certain balloons flying overhead? Could you imagine? Freaking balloons.
Could be.
We had problems on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then all of a sudden all the problems stopped and that last one fucking hit the ocean. I don't know.
Iron Lungs McGee. Did you see that China says they have some kind of object flying over China that they plan to shoot down?
Yeah. I kind of stopped paying attention to all these reports, and they're getting old really quick, you know? But yes, I did hear about that. I also heard that America admitted to flying multiple surveillance balloons over China for the past year, like 10 different times. That's what Don Lemon reported on CNN the other day. So it's like I told Cyber, man, I was like, dude, we do it to them. You know, we can't
Stephen
act like
Running.
we don't do surveil all the
China
other
said
countries.
we put 10 over them, yes.
10. No law regarding cannabis. Cheers, Steve. Iron Lungs McGee. Iron Lungs McGee. Jiminy. And everyone in the Rumble sphere. Cheers, guys. Cannabis isn't his for all. Cheers.
Stephen Running. Cheers. Iron Lungs McGee. Cheers, everyone.
Here comes a big drop. I don't know what's going on. In Bitcoin, everything's dropping. It's like I said, it's volatile. It's going up and down, up and down. Now it's going down really fast. Harmony went back to where it was. Oh boy, here comes a whole bunch of volume. Maybe we're going to get a reversal here. You see this giant downward spike, guys, going across the board here? Look at this. Look, there's a yellow flag on Cardano. That's huge. That's a huge drop. Harmony One's got a nice high bottom on the last candle. There it goes. Yellow flag on Harmony One. Yellow flag on both Ethereum and Bitcoin at the same time. So that's going to be a reversal. Luckily, it's going to stop this free fall. There's a free fall going on for the past 15 minutes or so. We got activity in the backyard. We got someone spraying for stuff in the backyard. We got that going on. There we go. Look at that. We got activity. We got activity, folks. You never know what's going to be going on around here. We all got all kinds of activity. Oh yeah, he's spraying nitrogen, I bet. Our lawn's gonna look so good. Yeah, fertilize those nanners too, baby. Fertilize them nanners. That's gotta be a nitrogen treatment for the St. Augustine grass. Because he's spraying everything. Bro, here comes the turnaround. Here comes the turnaround. Come on, Bitcoin. Come on, Ethereum. What are you going to do? Hey, what are you going to say? Don't do it. Don't you be doing it. Let's see. Let's see what Bitcoin's going to do here. Can you guys get enough of this guy spraying my lawn back here or what? Psh.
I got people on my building doing all types of work, you know.
I know, I heard some stuff going on. It never ends over there.
No, it doesn't. It's been like this for, well, the winter it quieted down, but it's been about a year. You know, you see those buildings with big drapes over them and they're doing the construction? That's what I'm doing.
I can't handle all this feedback I get from my audience every time I ask them a question. I just get inundated with responses. You guys are just so interactive and lively. Alright, here, let's do it like this. This is what we're going to do. We're going to look at this. We're going to look at this right now because this is what it's going to do. It wasn't a strong turner. It tried, but then it failed. Something's going on with this market, man. It's exciting and crazy. And we get to watch it in real time right here as the value of my investment goes down over $100. Like $130 or more. Yellow markers. We got them on Bitcoin. We got them on Harmony One. Yellow markers. We got green on the other ones, which is very supportive. So let's see what happens. Come on. Matic is red on its last candle. So we're looking at Matic to come along. and we want to see the whole market explode upwards. Come on, Matic, what you doing? Polygon, psh, nothing. I got my eye on Matic right now. I got my eye on it because it just seems to be the one that's not doing anything right now.
Hold on.
So Binance is the one that's not really showing on the 24 a reversal, but everything else is. Showing a reversal on the 24-hour. After a big drop. I mean, that drop happened over a period of God bless America. I would say it's over a period of more than an hour here. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah. So over an hour, like an hour and a half. So the last hour and a half, we've been in free fall on Bitcoin. Just complete free fall. And it was expected to happen and to bounce back up. So I'm just glad the free fall stopped for now. I don't know if it's going to keep going though. So, but it's hit a ledge and it's reversed. That doesn't mean it's going to keep doing it. You got to keep your eye on everything else. Right now, the market looks okay. Not the best, but it looks okay. All of the ones that we're watching are in the green as far as their 24-hour. And it's nice to see Ethereum over 1,500. I don't see anything in the tea leaves, man, as far as the direct patterns go. I see a lot of opposing movement. Some's going up, some's going down, some are flagging, some are wedging a little. That's over the 6 that I'm watching right now. I don't see a lot of conformity across the field there. I see rising wedge, I see a falling wedge, I see a rising wedge, I see a frickin' I don't know what the fuck that is. And I don't know what that is either, as far as Ethereum goes, and I don't know what you'd call that on Bitcoin. I mean, if you look over you go over the last 12 hours of those two, they're rising wedge patterns that resulted in the fall. And the fall happened, and it was hard on Bitcoin, but that's it, I guess. I'm hoping. This is much steeper than the last recovery. So what I mean by that is, if you look here, it was falling free fall, and then it just went boom, boom. It went up a little bit and then fell. Here, it's done that again, what it did here, but it's doing it steeper, and it's doing it harder than this one. It's a really good, healthy sign. Let's check our overall. We're looking pretty good. This is 85531 and then 0000. 8553. It's Scale, UFO, Saitama, and Luna. Now those were all pegging in the last few days. Now they're all at the bottom. It's very interesting. Very easy to make a lot of money off of dynamic cryptos like that. But I made the mistake of jumping in on some once, and boy, oh boy, they didn't do anything. That was right before the market crashed. It's unbelievable. They started falling. I only put in like $100 or whatever, $1,000. But they just started falling and falling and falling and falling. And they never recovered. And I'm still waiting to this day for those two to come back. Scale and Polkadot, I think. Or Engine and Polkadot. No, Uniswap and Polkadot. Freaking disaster. Cheers. $21,666. There it is. I remember being there all day yesterday. I dare I say that I think the market has leveled off from the shock of the CPI report. Death cross on Bitcoin. You guys heard about that, right?
My name is Carl from the Moon, and today I want to tell you about the fact that Bitcoin just confirmed a death cross here. And in this video, I'm going to tell you why I think this is not a bad thing. I believe this is neutral or maybe even a good thing. And I'm going to show you why I think that what we're seeing right now is the beginning of a massive bull market. Now, there's one thing we have to keep in mind, and that is the fact that Bitcoin is getting a small correction right now, and it is possible that we're going to go down in the next few days. But on the weekly time frame, I believe that we're looking very good right now. So this is the weekly time frame and the weekly moving averages. And a death cross is when you have the 50-week moving average crossing below the 200-week moving average. And this just happened right now as I'm recording this video. So it's basically, yeah, you know.
So now you know what a death cross is. We'll go back.
And this just happened right now. So this is the weekly time frame and the weekly moving averages. And a death cross is when you have the 50-week moving average crossing below the 200-week moving average. And
the 50-week crossing below the 200-week moving average.
This just happened right now as I'm recording this video. So it's basically, yeah, you know, very fresh. And I've seen on Twitter some people are freaking out, thinking this is the end of the world, but I will tell you right.
And that might result in some people panic selling right now, which may have been what we saw. It may have been from the CPI, it may have been from that death cross, it may have been both at the same time. But it looks like Bitcoin's dropping again right now.
No, I don't think that's the case. First of all, it is interesting to note that we've never seen a Bitcoin death cross before on the weekly time frame.
It broke out of that
we've
sharp
only seen
upward
Bitcoin hold support off of the 200 there, right there. This is the first time we also saw Bitcoin break below the 200 weekly moving average. So that is already something that has happened we didn't see before. And usually we can see here that the 50 comes down and bounces off of the 200. And back in this bear market, we didn't even close down below it. All right, so where are we going right now? First of all, we have a death cross, but I will show you right now that we have a massive bullish divergence here. And this is the reason why I opened up my long positions, as you guys remember. Look at this. I'm still in my longs, by the way. Look at that, guys. A huge bullish divergence. And we can also see that Bitcoin had a massive breakout out of this huge resistance in the RSI. So on the weekly time frame, I will say this right now. I'm going on the record. I think Bitcoin is looking incredibly bullish right now on the weekly time frame, but we have to prepare for a small correction here, like so, because you should have watched my video that I made like 3-4 days ago where I showed you that there is a risk that we get a small correction on the daily. I'm going to go through that real quick and show you the exact levels with the Fibonacci retracement tool to refresh your memory.
What he's talking
but you should go and watch those videos, guys. Very important videos, in fact. And before I do that, I want to just give a quick little notice for everyone here that if you don't know what happened in Turkey, there was a massive earthquake. Millions of people are right now homeless. Tens of thousands of people are confirmed dead. And I'm personally donating money to people in need, and I'm hoping that you guys also do so. Please donate and please help our friends in Turkey and in Syria. Look at this, guys. It is pure devastation. Absolutely breathtaking and super sad. And yesterday I made a live stream with Engin Altan Düzyatan, this one here. You can actually go watch this. I would suggest you go watch this if you haven't done that already. Here you have me and Engin Altan. We're basically showing people some videos of the devastation. He explains more about what's happening there. He is from Turkey. He's in Turkey. He's the most famous TV actor in Turkey, and he's also famous in many other countries. But essentially, it is interesting to know what he says about the situation there. Friends and family to him are safe, but he knows people that were deeply affected by this massive earthquake. Fortunately, he lives in the area of Turkey that was way less affected. And if we go back to the Bitcoin price, we can see that Bitcoin is right now getting a correction, and I want to talk about that. If you want to trade Bitcoin, you can do so over on BitGet. Link will be down below at the top of the description. Get an $8,000 bonus there, guys. That is, of course, something that you can take. All right, let me show you here. From the bottom to the top, this is the Fibonacci retracement tool. And I showed you before is that the 38% level is down here, and I think this level is very likely to be hit. at approximately $20,900. And the 61.8% is maybe less likely, but still a very interesting level, down at 18.8, which also has massive confluence with huge support over there. Right, look at this massive support there and there. So in fact, I think that it's quite likely that Bitcoin is going to come down here, retest the 61.8%, and then potentially go back up. That is what I think is a clear potential scenario right now. And don't forget to participate in the Casta giveaway. Link down below. Click my Casta affiliate link, download the app if it's available in your region, and then you will instantly get a 200 deposit bonus. That is for you. It's a deposit bonus. And here is the giveaway. Let me show you. Now, the 200 you can get immediately. And
blah, blah, blah. Check out Carl the Moon. Okay. On YouTube. $15 hours ago.
NATO's chief is warning that Russia has already started a new offensive in Ukraine. Ukrainian officials are already seeing a high tempo of Russian attacks, what they fear is a prelude to a massive new assault.
One Ukrainian official says there was record shelling in the east this weekend, but these drone videos also show heavy losses for Ukrainian tanks. CNN's David McKenzie is in Kyiv. So, David, you can't believe a new Russian offensive has begun.
I thought all the Russian soldiers, I thought you were no longer recruiting.
Well, Victor, you can't really say you watched it, but what you have seen is this very significant uptick in attacks in certain parts of that eastern front. And according to the NATO Secretary General, at least, he believes that this has already started.
Bullshit.
We have seen the start already. Because we've seen what Russia does now, President Putin is to send in
no law regarding cannabis. Cheers, Jiminy.
Accepting a very high rate of casualty.
Everybody's in the rumble. Cheers.
Big losses, but putting pressure on the Ukrainians.
And the pressure is being felt most around that eastern front, around Volodar, where you see this extraordinary footage of Russian troops being sent in wave after wave, often in mechanized units, and just getting obliterated, it must be said, by Ukrainian forces. At least based on the evidence we've reviewed, they have been hitting minefields, attacked by drones and artillery. Even the Russian...
Iron Moms McGee. Cheers.
Based on these two videos that we keep showing you over and over and over and over and over again, yeah, Russia's losing. Based on these two videos we keep showing. This is some of the most hilarious fucking reporting I've ever seen. He's literally admitting that they fooled themselves with their own bullshit. Listen to this.
And the pressure is being felt most around that eastern front, around Volodar, where you see this extraordinary footage of Russian troops being sent in wave after wave, often in mechanized units, and just getting obliterated, it must be said, by Ukrainian forces. Valentine. At least based on the evidence we've reviewed, they have been hit. In forces, at least based on the evidence we've reviewed, they have been hitting minefields, attacked by drones and artillery. Even the Russian supporters on that military blogosphere are criticizing the Russians for throwing a huge amount of resources without much gain. One of the biggest issues the Ukrainians face at this point, though, is that they are running short of basic large caliber ammunition, and that's something that NATO will be discussing into tomorrow to try and ratchet up production to get them to the front.
Yeah, the delivery time to deliver that ammunition is actually increasing. We heard from Stoltenberg to 28 months from 12 months. Just quickly, David, there are conflicting reports as to whether Russia is actually gaining traction in parts of the Eastern Front. From what you're hearing, from what you're seeing, is this a formidable reconstituted Russian force that you're seeing now?
Beyond, it's too early to tell, but certainly what you are seeing in the areas of Bakhmut and the villages around there, which is strategically very important. And if you look at this video that was sent out by the Wagner mercenary group, it shows at least Wagner in place in what we have geolocated to be significant parts of that village, satellite village of that area. Now, the Russians say they've largely taken control of this zone. The Ukrainians dispute that, but our teams on the ground are seeing that, you know, the entrances and exits of these towns are under here several months ago. And speaking about these same towns
villages that were under constant bombardment then. So whether this attritional warfare brings any closer the aims of the Kremlin to take over those areas in the east, it certainly doesn't seem like it. But this is a very, very intense fighting, and neither side can potentially hold out forever with this kind of warfare. Bianca, Victor?
David McKenzie, thank you.
Retired U.S. Army Major Mike Lyons joins us now. Let's pick up there with this claim from the Wagner Group that they've taken control of this village in the east near Bakhmut. As we've watched over the last year, it's not just the ability to take control of the village, but to hold it. Do you think that this group, that the Russian forces, are any more or better equipped this time around to hold this territory throughout the rest of the winter into this spring offensive that's expected?
Victor, it's going to depend on how many reinforcements that Russia can get into that town and whether or not they decide to go on the full offensive, because if they do, they would actually bypass that, and if they would be fighting a true combined arms war, they would look to do that. They would not just look to stay there and hold it. What I see happening right now from a military perspective is a covering force battle, and that happens right before the primary larger offensive scale operations. And reports that I've seen show them fighting along a front of about 500 or 600 kilometers, very, very wide there in the east. And again, it's not giving the Russian enough time to reinforce with certain soldiers that they planned on doing. Ukraine's doing a very incredible job using artillery to fight back, as you saw, attacking some of those Russian soldiers in the open.
The casualty rate, as you know, on both sides is extremely high. We don't know the specific numbers. Quite frankly, they've been pretty opaque, especially from Ukraine, and perhaps that's understandable. But how big of a concern is this as we approach the early days of this new offensive?
No, I think we better be very concerned that the equipment can't get there on time, and the fact that we still don't see tanks showing up there. There's certain videos you see on the internet, but they're not tanks. They're artillery howitzers and the like for indirect fire weapons, and also the ammunition. That in and above itself is a tremendous problem. As the Secretary General said, if NATO countries don't start mobilizing more artillery rounds, it looks like Ukraine runs out of ammunition in the next few months, given the amount of artillery that the Russians are firing at them.
Yeah, we heard from Secretary General Stoltenberg that, for example, the large caliber ammunition has increased from a 12 to 28 month order placed to delivery time. So something ordered today would be delivered in 28 months, 2.5 years out almost. Will there come a point at which the allies will say, no, we simply cannot give you more because we don't have it?
Right? People are already saying that.
I think that's going to depend on how well the Ukraine military does over the next 90 days. If the Ukraine military can actually threaten Russian troops, maybe more in the south, maybe threaten Crimea, if they can do that and show that that they're making advances and at least get to a stalemate, a hard stalemate on the ground, then maybe they negotiate.
At least get to a stalemate.
They're still not what they want because they've still given up.
You hear how the rhetoric has
changed? But I think it's going to determine how well they fight over the next few months if they can threaten Crimea. If they get Russia to the negotiation table, it's going to be potentially a very long haul, though, and we'll have to mobilize. We'll have to, industrialize some of our industries in order to make sure that we can meet that ammunition requirement because it's definitely excessive.
Yeah, and there's no indication that Vladimir Putin is serious about getting back to the negotiating table anytime soon. We know, obviously, that Ukrainians continue to ask for longer-range weapons.
Have you asked him? Have you interviewed him? You stupid fucking bitch. Shut the fuck up.
The United States says no. There's a Washington Post report, though, that says that Ukrainian officials have only launched these long-range, more advanced weapons, the HIMARS in particular, with coordination from the United States. Do you think hearing that is a sign from the Ukrainians that perhaps they can be trusted with these longer-range weapons and they won't be directed into the Russian Federation itself?
Well, the HIMARS are giving the Ukraine military an advantage in what was in the past a mass fire weapon and artillery, destroying wide swaths of land and areas. Now they can be much more precise. But the ATACMS, the longer range artillery fire and
Bro, I have a feeling. I don't know, man. This is my guess. I could be wrong. You tell me if you think I'm wrong. I have a feeling if Ukraine fires missiles inside Russia, I have a feeling Vladimir Putin's going to nuke one of their main cities, like their capital or something. You guys in the chat, you tell me if you think I'm off base on that.
Missiles and rockets is what Ukraine wants. I think there's a real risk for the United States government to do that, as those become truly offensive weapons. They could be launched into the sea. They could be launched over the border into Russia. And I think that's where the slope becomes slippery, where if Ukraine decides that they want to do that for their own survivability, once we give those weapons to them, there's really nothing we can do. We can't get them back. And it's really, I don't know if it's a matter of trust, but it's a matter of the kind of warfare
I did it to end
those
the
weapons
war.
can fight. They're purely offensive.
Could you talk a little more about,
you said that surrender.
We would have to, and I wonder if we means the West, the allies of Ukraine, would have to industrialize some of our industry to provide ammunition to Ukraine. Are you talking about invoking defense production to pass that ammunition on to a third nation? Is that what you're saying? Or am I getting that wrong?
Well, I'm talking about actually manufacturing. I talk to people in that industry right now. Artillery rounds, for example, 155 artillery rounds consists of, dynamite shells that are easy to manufacture, but the long pole and the 10 of those are the fuses that go with it. Those are mechanical time fuses. They're different components. In order for those to be manufactured, takes time. We'd have to secure that raw material to do that. The United States manufactures anywhere from 40 to 50,000 rounds for itself on a monthly basis. And in order to
Ukraine already
ready to turn the faucets back off?
Yes, sir. We need to go ahead and shut them off, please.
All right.
Turning on all of the water to the home.
All right. Thank you. Yeah. Turn them all off. How much time is left on this video? Yeah, it's almost over. Here, I'll let you watch this. This should be fun.
So I want to start with a question that may sound kind of strange, but just bear with me. Who is George Santos?
George Santos to me is a bunch of lies.
That's a really good question, and I don't think anybody really knows. I grew up in what's now Santos's district. I don't think anybody of his close to 1 million constituents can actually answer that question.
Since George Santos's decisive victory in the 2022 midterm elections,
If I had the answer to that, I could go to the bank. No, he is really who he is. He's a fraud.
nearly every day has brought new revelations about his life of lies.
I knew him as Anthony DeVolder from Jackson Heights, Queens.
And here I am. Today I'm a proud regional director of a $1.5 billion fund.
You know, my grandparents survived the Holocaust. My mom was a 9/11 survivor.
So we set out to uncover who George Santos really is.
In the campaign, I'd say, guys, I'm Jewish.
I compare him to the Tinder swindler. Unwinding a campaign of deceit that took him from humble beginnings to the halls of power.
I'm not a fraud. I'm not a fake. I didn't materialize from thin air.
Why won't you answer our questions,
Congressman, you seem to be
Don't the American people deserve to know the answers?
and about your background.
Congressman, what about those new accusations?
So thank you all for coming today. George Santos' campaign last year was a campaign of deceit, lies, and fabrication. Today, on behalf of the Nassau County Republican Committee, I am calling for his immediate resignation. Ladies and
These are the Republican Party bosses who hold political power in New York's 3rd Congressional District.
Today, I'm calling on George Santos to immediately resign from Congress for the 3rd District.
5 days after the new Congress was sworn in down in Washington, they admitted publicly that they had been duped by the candidate they handpicked.
Congratulations. He is a stain on the House of Representatives. He's a stain on the 3rd Congressional District.
He should resign. Thank you.
Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Thank you all.
Do you feel any personal responsibility for what happened?
Of course we take some responsibility, and I'm not backing away from it. We take this seriously. We try to get the best candidates. Everything just fell in place for this guy, and shame on us.
Had you ever seen anything like this?
No, and I hope I never see it again.
Is this it? Hi, how are you? Good afternoon. My name is George Santos. I'm running for United States Congress.
Before George Santos became a household name, he began his political career with a failed bid for Congress during the pandemic. In a district that had gone for Democrats for 5 consecutive elections, Santos lost by more than 12 points.
Back then, Santos was a fringe candidate with almost no money.
Evan Stavisky has been a Democratic strategist in New York for more than 20 years.
After he lost, Santos went down to Washington, and said the election was stolen from Donald Trump, which is a lie, and that the election was stolen from him, which is a lie.
They did to me what they did to Donald J. Trump. They stole my election.
Santos rallied the crowd before January 6th, and he partied at Mar-a-Lago on New Year's. But as the saying goes, all politics is local. And turning to the 2022 election,
his family lived the American dream. But now George Santos has seen that dream become a nightmare.
meant figuring out an identity that would connect with voters in New York's 3rd District.
This is one of the most affluent congressional districts in America. If you've ever seen The Great Gatsby, it's set on the North Shore of Long Island. It's traditionally known as the Gold Coast of Long Island. Very affluent, old money communities in a town called Oyster Bay. That's the largest share of this district.
Santos had been refining his story of Wall Street success for a long time. This is what he told CBS News in 2020.
Let me tell you a quick story, and then maybe this helps, right? When I first started in my career at Citigroup, I was told, oh, you're a really smart guy. And here I am. Today I'm a proud regional director of a $1.5 billion fund.
The story that he always told me was that he was super successful. There's like that old saying that money talks and wealth whispers. He talked, it didn't whisper.
Ryan Gerdesky runs Republican campaigns in New York. Santos asked him to run his.
George said to me, I'm looking for a campaign manager. Would you want to be it? And I said, George, thank you, but I'll think about it. When I say I'm thinking about it, it's a no. I could have been a lot deeper than I am usually.
On this financial disclosure form for his campaign, Santos said he was worth as much as $11 million. Gerdesky says Santos told him he was worth 10 times that.
He would say that he was worth $100 million. That was his net worth. He said, I made $100 million when I was 30.
A woman I know very well, he went shopping with her to the Americana Mall in Manhasset, talking about how wealthy he was and how he was a preferred buyer at Hermes.
Grant Lally knows the wealthy Republican circles Santos was trying to win over as well as anyone. He ran for Congress there as a Republican back in 2014 and lost.
I know he gushed on that trip over Ferragamo shoes and bragged to her that she couldn't really afford Ferragamo shoes, but they were wonderful and that he always...
Dude's a freaking loser. Whatever. Hey, there we go. We got a snap back on the market. Look at that. It came back, guys. Wow. Look at our investment. Back up towards 15. Going that way. Harmony's at 23.57. Bitcoin's at 7.52, 7.53. There's a very nice correction that happened. You can see it there. Look at that, guys. Look at Ethereum. 15.19, 81. 15.20, 57. 66. Back down to 15.19. 7.80 Bitcoin. Back down to 7.74. 23.61 Harmony. $36.24 Cardano. I don't know. Something massive. I guess it just... I don't know. Let's just see what it does. This is crazy. It's Bitcoin's the only one. It's not really back to where it should be, but we'll see how strong this is. It's kind of exciting, you guys. Look at this market. Look at these spikes, even in the 24 hours. I mean, look at the 24 hour. This is Bitcoin right here. Here's Ethereum above its 24 hour, plus 2.3%. Here's Matic, which I told you I was concerned about because it wasn't doing anything, and now it's on the move finally. So it's still at $1.19. Matic, but Harmony's at 23.64. Here's Harmony. Look at that. It's almost matched this spike. I don't know how long that can last. Cardano is going to reach its... Yeah, it just hit its 24-hour high. Ethereum just reached its 24-hour high. Right here on our show, 1526. Cardano just hit its 24-hour high, 36.45. Right now. Boom. 36.45. Just hit it. Is that high? Uh-huh. 800, guys. Bitcoin has finally gone through the 800 mark. That's good. 825. Well, Ethereum's at 1525. These are crazy moves, guys. The whole market's moving up. We're back at 15,000 on from our 8,000. Wow, there goes Bitcoin. 21,951, 988. We just hit 22,008, guys. We just hit the 24-hour high of Bitcoin and it bounced right back down. 22,008 is the new high. We just did it live right now. 933. It's trying 971, 951. Very strong signals all the way across the board. 986, 997, 22,000, guys. 22,011, 22,039, 22,076, 22,077, 22,150, man. 108, 22,108. Holy shit, man. Harmony's creeping up. Look at our investment. We're going up to almost $100 up, guys. From where we were just minutes ago. There's 77, 1577. Bitcoin, 2271, 2291. 68, it's falling. Massive spike. I don't know if it's sustainable. It's a massive spike. Look at it, guys. Look at crypto. Look at it. Ooh, look at that. What is that? Oh, what is that? Look at that. What is that? What is that? Oh, look at that. Look at that. What is that? What is that? Oh, look, what's that? Oh, what is that right there? Look at that. What is that? Look at that. That's Harmony right there. Look at that. 24, guys. Harmony just hit 24. Wow, look at this spike. Live on the show, guys. An hour and 37 minutes in.
Iron Lungs McGee. Would you look at that?
Would you just look at that? Look. Oh my goodness, 15.2, guys. So our investment has gone all the way down to 14.8 and up to now 15.2 within just a matter of minutes. That's value on an $8,000 investment that I'm only paying $46.59 in interest on a month. Look at that. Unreal. Never mind, we're looking good. Oh my goodness. It's fucking damn not bad, man. My math's not that bad. I had to add up all these numbers. I just got paid for the month. It'll hit the bank tomorrow. So I'm going to pay off some of that loan. And we'll see. You know, I don't know how much I'm going to pay it off. Because if it's only costing me $46.59 a month in interest, you know, I'm not being that much worried to pay it off. You know? Just pay it down nicely and quickly. 23,134. Harmony is at 24.15. Our investment's at 15,250, guys. You guys, this is a crazy skyrocket market. I cannot tell you. This spike is unreal right now. I mean, I bet you a whole bunch of people are going to go live. Look at this spike, guys. Look at this. Boom. 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 I'm telling, look. 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 Look at that. $1.22. Finally. Matic finally got over $1.19. Harmony One's at 24.19, guys. 24.19 right here. 24.14. 37-cent Cardano. And Binance is at 298. I am so freaking excited.
Holy shit. Straight up on over.
Gotta loosen up a little bit. 22,220 on the Bitcoin. Harmony's at $1.23, which is beautiful. Everything's cooling off right now, though. Something massive happened. What's that?
So I'm sorry to interrupt, just a minor aside. Everything's good with the kitchen. You may notice the first time you open each faucet,
there's air. Sure.
Just wanted to make sure that you knew that and that you would tell your mom that.
No, I'm not going to tell her. I want her to be frightened. Thank you so much.
No problem.
I know that light's shining like brand 2250 Bitcoin again.
Twitter and follow on Rumble at Bear Market Money. People getting all caught up with emotions in the market. I love it.
I don't know. All I'm saying is this ain't no friggin' bear. It's definitely a bull. Why don't you come here with your other one, bull? Where you at, bull?
Not a bull market until it passes 28.
Okay.
8.
Geez, that's a long way to go, bro.
I got shorts from up there still, and I'm hedged long now.
Wow. I can play your mom with my tongue. masses, just like witches at black masses. Evil minds that plot destruction, sorcerers of death's construction. In the fields of bodies burning, as the war machine keeps turning, death and hatred to mankind, poisoning their brainwashed minds. Oh, Lord, yeah! Darkness world stops turning, ashes where the body's burning. No more war pigs have the power, and God has struck the hour. In the fields of bodies burning, all these are war pigs crawling. Begging mercies for their sin. Satan laughing spreads his wings. Oh, Lord, yeah! I still have something in my coffee here. That's good. I'm gonna drink some of that. Yep. I'm gonna do that right now. Huh. How did I forget this? Yeah, that's where it was. Now that's like a special little... This part's cool, but I can't remember it. Back into it. Man, I can't believe I forgot all of that soloing. I used to know all of that. don't know what I'm doing here. I think we got a new sync installed here. I'm gonna go check it out, you guys. I've just been playing my guitar along to the cryptos. Playing my guitar along to the cryptos. Playing my guitar along to the cryptos. Cryptos are going back down though. So I don't do depressing. All right, so I hope you guys were entertained.
Paul H. Good afternoon, Nay. 3.
I mean, hey Paul, if crypto drops right now, I'm getting paid tomorrow, you know? And I'll be like, dude, I would totally buy some more, but I don't want to. I'm good. I think I'm good. I just want to pay off that loan, really. And let you know what the interest is next time. And tell you how much I pay off of it, you know? I don't want to pay the whole freaking thing off. Because it's so cheap. But look at Harmony at 2380, man. What? Harmony's at 2380. That's good, man. Our investment's at 15.1. That's good. Everything's good. It's, you know, this is a point where it's come back down and it's kind of retesting this and might go back up again. We'll keep our eye on it. All right, you guys. Hey, Bitcoin just hit 22,000 again. There it goes. Look at that. Great. 22,001, and it's going back up. People want that $22,000 Bitcoin, I guess. Great. Get it. Love you guys. I'll see you this afternoon. Take care. Y'all have a good one. Bye, guys.